Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you 5 things that helped me get started on my weight loss journey. So if you are new here, my name is Natalie and I have lost 100 pounds and I have 40 more pounds to go to reach my goal weight. So definitely stick around, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at HKSOCKO. I'm really active on there as well, but I have a lot of weight loss journey videos coming your way, and I am just really excited to share my knowledge with you all. So let's get started with the first thing. And the first thing that helped me get started was being done with my own crap. I was over myself. I was over with how I was living. I hated the way I was living. I was hating the way I was eating. I knew it was not healthy. And I knew that if I kept this going, that it was never going to stop. Like, I just knew that I was just going to get to a point in my life where I was literally just going to give up and just never care, or I could go the other way and do something about it and live the life that I truly want to live, because I was not living. I was not myself. I just hated everything. I just hated everything. And I was just done. I was like, I am so fed up. So this was about 2019. I started keto January 2020. And so June 2019, I was over it. And all I knew was I need to figure out what to do, because I just never knew what to do. Like, everyone, you hear so many things out there, and it's like, and I knew that, like, I just had to find a structure, because just counting calories, which I did for 6 months, I realized, like, this is just not, it's not enough for me. And like, I really want to get really bad things out of my diet. For me personally, like, personally, I just wanted certain things on my diet, and I knew I had to get away from sugar. I had a problem with sugar. Like, I really had to sit down, talk to myself, have a conversation, and figure out, what is your weakness? Like, what's the issue? And that was the tasty cakes, the yodels, the donuts, like, all the bad things. Like, I just wanted all the time. It's like I craved cookies. Like, it's all I wanted. I wanted candy, sugary, coffee drinks. Like, it's all I wanted. And I knew deep down, if I just eliminated that stuff, I would probably just, I know I would lose weight. I know I would lose weight. And researching about sugar for many years, just because of things that I would learn in some of my college science classes and stuff like that, and I would take it upon myself to do more research. I really learned a lot about sugar since college, and I would just randomly just stay up at night reading about it, because I just thought what sugar does to your body is just very fascinating, like, and not in a good way. So reading about that, and then obviously knowing what my diet was, I was like, I got to get away from sugar. So what I did was, and this comes to my second thing, is research. You need to decide what you want out of, like, what you want. Like, that's the thing. So I knew I wanted sugar out of my diet. I went researching, and I literally put in Google, no sugar diets. Obviously, I knew I wouldn't be able to eliminate sugar. I at least figured I wouldn't be able to eliminate sugar, like 0 grams of sugar every day. But if I can eat as little as possible, I knew that would be great. So I put no sugar diets. What came up? A diabetic's way of eating came up. I forgot what it was called, diabetic something. And then Whole30 came up, and then keto. And I thought, keto? All I knew about keto was just eat bacon. And I was like, keto? How is keto healthy? Like, what? Like, just like how everybody thinks of keto. So I actually read keto. Keto came up third last on the search. So I read about the diabetic one, and I was like, oh, that still seems like a lot of sugar. Went to the Whole30, read about that, and I was like, I don't know, that's still too much sugar. Then I was reading about keto, and I was like, oh my God, why didn't someone tell me this before? The light bulb went off, and I literally spent from June 2019 until January 2020, January 6th to be exact, when I turned keto. I spent that whole time researching. So number 2, research. You gotta decide what you want to do. I knew for my personality, I needed structure. I wanted a yes what you can eat and a no what you can eat. I like structure. I like rules. I'm a rule follower to the T. So I knew for my personality, I needed a way of eating. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted someone to say no and someone to say yes. This is what you can have. This is what you can't have. So keto worked for my personality, and keto worked when I found out that keto, you can have Caesar salad, which is my favorite, by the way. I can have all the Italian meats. Obviously, it's all in moderation. You gotta weigh your food, gotta be within your calorie deficit, all that stuff. But the fact that I could still eat it, but eat it in moderation, and to have fat be your fuel, and just everything. But this is not like a keto video, but pick a way of eating. And that's what helped me, and just doing research. So even though I didn't go keto for 6 months, but I was slowly buying keto things, and I was slowly transitioning and learning about all the foods that I was eating, and just such awful things. And even though, yes, I have a cheat day once a month, but like, it's just doing research totally works. So just sit down, figure out what you want out of your diet. Like, what is your problem? And figure it out, Google it, research it, and get rid of it. And I will promise you, you will not look back. And that's the thing. Everyone does things for different reasons, but I knew I had to get sugar away from me. Like, I had a problem. And I've also realized not eating sugar totally, and obviously eating healthy and being active, it all plays a part, right? But my mental health is just way better than what it was. Not 100%, but it's way better than what it was. So again, number one, I was done with my own crap. Number two, I had to sit down, figure out what I wanted to get out of my diet and to change, and went on Googling away and researching, and literally researching for 6 months. And even now I will catch myself still researching about keto and just researching everything. Like, you're just never done learning. Okay. Number three, I focused on food first and then exercise. I knew that food was my problem. Exercise was not my problem. Your diet, they say 80% is your diet, 20% is exercise. Your diet, think of your diet as everything. Exercise is, to me, is great for mental health, heart health. Obviously you want to do, some cardio and strength training and all that. But I just wanted to focus on my food. I knew once I got my food down that it was going to be like a no-brainer, starting working out. So once I got my food down packed, May was when I started to work out 5 days a week. Before that, like, I would just go on walks, whatever, but I didn't, and I would do some like yoga videos and stuff like that, but I didn't stress myself out about it. I didn't beat myself up that I didn't work out. Every day I just focused on my food, making sure I was within my calories, not going over my calories, within my carbs, like everything for my diet. I focused on getting my food problem down. And that's what I would recommend, okay? I don't think that people get as overweight as I was with exercise being a problem, okay? You have to eat in a calorie surplus to gain weight. So clearly I had some portion controls and just self-control problems in general, and obviously just wanting to eat all the time. And when you're eating sugar, you crave more sugar, and it's just like this merry-go-round, and you never feel full. So definitely do your research on whatever your weakness is. Do your research, because I'm telling you, like, you will learn a lot, and what you feed your body is like how it's gonna act, and it's just gonna want more and more and more. I mean, the thing is that the fact that, people who eat food, and I know for myself, I'm sure that, when you're basically like addicted to food and addicted to sugar, and your body's addicted to it, it releases chemicals like dopamine, which is when people do drugs, cocaine, they say, at least they use that as an example. I don't know, I've never done drugs, but when people do cocaine, it releases dopamine. So the fact that sugar is doing the same thing, just saying, do your research. Okay. Number four, what helped me get started was making small and large goals. I think where I really went wrong in the past is that I didn't focus on small goals, and I just thought of this huge number of 100 pounds, okay? And I was like, oh my God, like, I can't do that. Like, that's gonna take forever. It's gonna be so miserable, like all these things, okay? But I just focused on small goals. Literally, this is how many small goals I had. Small goals as in 1 pound at a time. So I literally was counting down each pound. I also, in my head, was every 5 pounds. It was also like getting on the lower scale of that, I don't even know what you call it. So if you're like 150, oh, I can't wait to get to the 140s type of thing. So I'm like, okay, can't wait till I'm in the low 150s. You know what I mean? So like each thing, like once I passed the halfway mark of like 150, once I was over 155 and I'm 154, I was like, okay, great, another goal. Now let's get down to the next number of, like 140 and then 130, you know what I mean? So I was always constantly like, I literally felt like I had like a measuring tape, in my head. And I was like, just get down to one more notch, one more notch, one more notch. So I had all these small goals, but then I had a goal of getting to 199. I mean, Wonderland. When I hit Wonderland, that was so exciting, but I will tell you, then when I hit 100 pounds, I was like, oh my God, like I was so excited. So yeah, so it's like also just having these big goals, or like my first 50 pounds. And, when I hit 50 pounds, I was like, oh my gosh, I just have to do the same thing I just did again for another 50-pound loss. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I just got to do it again. So yeah, just make a ton of small goals, even non-victory goals, whether that's your rings fitting again or your rings becoming too big. All my rings are way too big. They all like fit on my middle finger. So it's just like, or, find a pair of pants in your closet that will fit again or stuff like that. So just all like non-victory, non-scale victories. Help as well. So set a lot of them, because you will hit a lot of small goals first before you hit your big one, and each small goal you achieve just builds more momentum, and you're just like on a roll and you just want to knock it out. All right, and then the last thing is knowing that there was no giving up. And maybe for some people that might scare them, thinking there's no giving up. But for me, I knew that this was my moment. This was the time in my life that I had to do it, or else. Like I knew, or else it was going to get so much worse. And I was just at the point where the number was just so high. I was like, I can't go anymore. Like, oh my God, like I can't do this anymore. And I knew that June of 2019, I figured, I was researching for literally 6 months, I was counting calories. I'm going to do a whole video on basically like when I started and all how that went. This is just kind of telling you like kind of just a few things that helped me get started. But when I was researching keto and knew I was doing keto, in January 6th, when I started keto, I knew there was no giving up. There was no like, oh, forget about it. Oh, I don't feel like doing this. There was none of that. I knew I was sticking to it. I knew that there was no choice for me but to stick to a keto lifestyle, or any lifestyle. And that's the thing, even if I figured, okay, keto doesn't work, like I would still figure something else out and try it that way. But I knew deep down in my soul that there was no giving up on this weight loss journey, period. No matter how the way I ate, no matter anything, I knew that there was no giving up, and I had to lose this weight, and I couldn't live the way I was living anymore. And I think having that mentality for me, it worked, because every day I woke up with a goal, and there was no like waking up and having the option to be consistent and do the right thing, or, oh, maybe I'll just forget about it today. Like there was none of that. It was every day doing the right things. And that helped me so much, was that there was no choice when I woke up. It was do the right thing, stay on my, diet, be in a calorie deficit, work out, like all those things. Like, so it really helped knowing in my head that there's no giving up. And I think about this a lot, especially as I work out, and it's like I'll be doing my weights and I'm like, no giving up, no giving up. Like there's just, I don't even have 1% of giving up in my head. Like I don't even think about it, and I love that. So sometimes you do have to train your mind to think a certain way, but I think I was just so done with the way I was living that I was like, I ain't giving up. Like this is happening for me. I'm done living like this. I want to lose my weight, and I did. So those are the 5 things that helped me get started with my weight loss journey, and a lot of them kept me going. So, again, the first thing, being done with my own crap. I will never go back to that person. And they say never, but I'm never going back to being that person. Number 2, research, read, educate yourself. And that is something you're going to do for the rest of your life. Even through my journey, I'm reading about fitness, working out, macros, this and that, just like everything. Constantly be researching. the third thing, focus on your food, then your exercise. That is like a huge thing. And then make small goals and large goals, definitely the small ones. Don't just think of the biggest number that you have to lose. Think of, you know what? Let's do 5 pounds, 10 pounds. Because I'm telling you, and then again, in my mind, 1 pound at a time, 1 pound at a time. And 1 pound at a time added up to 100. So you will get there. You just have to be patient and be putting in the hard work. If you're not being consistent every single day and being disciplined, you're not gonna see the difference. So as long as you're putting in your hard work, you will see the difference happening. You will see the number drop on the scale. And don't give up. Just keep going. Even if you make mistakes, you make keto mistakes I made at the beginning. I thought so many things were keto. And I was like, oh, like after I bought it, ate it a couple times, then I'm looking at it, and then I'm like, wait, let me Google this. Like, I don't think this is right. And it is what it was. And I just didn't eat it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, like I didn't beat myself up about it. I didn't give up. I didn't throw in the towel and say, oh, I ate these gummy bears and I thought that they were keto, but they're not. So just forget it. No, it's not that all or nothing mindset. So, just don't give up, keep pushing, keep grinding, keep doing what you got to do and figure it out. And even if one way of eating doesn't work or one lifestyle or whatever, or this, it's all trial and error. I had so much trial and error during those 6 months from June to January before I went keto. It was all trial and error. It was all figuring it out. So I promise you will figure it out too. You just got to do the research and put the time in to figure it out. Because that was always my problem was, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I didn't spend the time to research. You know what I mean? And all I had to do was put no sugar diets in and then research that. And it all, again, I'm telling you, these tips hopefully will, I hope they help somebody. But I just want to let you know the 5 things that helped me get started. There's so many more things, but I feel like these things really, really stand out in my mind. So definitely stay tuned for more weight loss videos, and I will see you guys all later.